What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Right now, get ready to do a quick review, initial reaction review to the Alesis NITRO Mesh drum set. This is the special edition, which is why it's red. So I'm gonna do a quick review, initial reactions, okay? I wanna tell you what I thought just after setup and everything. So, you ready? Here we go. So check it out. My initial my initial reaction to the Alesis NITRO Mesh drum set. This happened to be the special edition, which comes in red. Let's start with, after setting it up, getting everything into place, and sitting down to play. You'll note in the video just before that when I was playing traditional grip instead of even grip. I did that because the drums actually sit low to me. In comparison to the SD600, I would guess, and I haven't measured it, but I'm thinking almost an inch, maybe a little bit more lower than the SD600. That is not a bad thing. That is just a thing that I noticed being at my height. I'm almost 5'10", and I noticed that as a difference. It was a little more comfortable playing on that. I've actually lowered my drum seat to the final drop. I can't go no lower on my drum seat to play this drum. So I did notice that it does sit low. If you're short or if it's a kid, it's probably not going to be a problem. You'll probably enjoy it immensely and never even pay attention that it's low. If you're just starting out, you never played a drum set, this is your first drum set, you probably won't notice it. But for those of you who have never played on an electric set and you have a drum set, depending on how you normally set up, you're going to notice it. And there's only so much height, you can't raise it any further than what it is. So it's not like a regular set where you can really get into fine tuning, adjusting everything height wise and get it like you want it. So it is what it is, and that's all it's ever gonna be. You can move toms up or down and get the angles that you want, but as far as the actual height of the drum, you can't move it. So that's one of the first things I noticed, that the height of the drum is a little low. Another thing that I noticed was, and I mentioned this in the other video, and that is that when I first saw the drum set, I saw the red I was looking online first, and I saw the red drum set, and I thought I might want to get that. So when I went over to Guitar Center and started looking around, I saw the black version of this, I saw the red version of this, and then I saw the SD600 version that I actually ended up buying. In the last video, when I took this out and started seeing it up close and personal, my first thought was looking at it like, oh my God, I think I made a bad mistake because this thing looks amazing. This red looks really, really good. After I set it up, my thought was, and it's set up right next to the SD600. As soon as I set it up and looked at it, I was like, yeah, this red does not look as good to me as the SD600 in the black and white. Now, I will say this, the red is not as good looking as the black on black version of the Alesis. I think that looks classy. I think it looks amazing. So if, in my opinion, if you're going and and it's about the aesthetics, it's about the look, go with the black on black. Unless you just love the red and maybe you're filming a video, I don't know, whatever you're doing, the red might pop because it does pop, it does stand out, it does get your attention. So I'm not against it. I like the look of it looks more traditional, I guess. And maybe I just went old fashioned and I don't know. But on looks, just looking at it right out the box, man, it looks good. It's just, you know, when you sit it next to the other one, I think it doesn't look as good. That's something that I noticed right initially. So dealing with sound quality, because I know people want to know, how does it sound? This is a mixed bag of nuts here, I think, and I'll explain what I mean. No matter what electric drum set you get, it is an electric drum set. It has been programmed and designed to mimic a drum set. The sounds are going to be amazing. In fact, it's going to have sounds that you cannot create on a drum set without buying external gear. Okay, so as a result, I think that reviewing the sounds is not fair, because if you put on a great pair of headphones and play this drum, it's going to sound amazing. If you go somewhere and you're playing live and the sound system you set up is banging, they got subwoofers and all of that stuff, man, it's going to sound amazing. The crowd is going to love it. They're going to feel the thump of the bass. They're going to hear the crack of that snare, man, and they're going to love it. Now, if you're playing on a garbage system and with, you know, broken tweeters and your subwoofer cracked, and that's your drum set's going to sound like garbage. So the sound of this drum set is not judged based on the drum set itself. It's going to sound amazing. It's based on your reference situation. If it's a PA system that sounds garbage or good, it's going to determine what this sounds like. If your headset is no good, it's going to sound that way. If you got an excellent set of headphones, it's going to sound great. So I think with any electric drum set, when it comes to sound, I think that is just useless to even discuss. It's going to sound great. Like I said, when I hit that snare, that sounds great. When I change kits, that sound, I really like that one. I like a high-pitched snare. Nice, that's a flat sound to a tom. More of a ring, more of a high. I love all of those sounds are great. One thing I do like about an electric set is that for every style of music, there's a drum sound that works. So with an acoustic set, you're stuck with whatever that sound is unless you change the head. So if you got a clear coat Remo versus a coated Remo head, it's gonna be a different sound. So this does that. Just by a flick of a button, you go to a different sound. So I think thinking about sound-wise, useless conversation to have. What else is a good initial reaction? I think build quality, fine. I don't think it's cheaply made at all. Even though it's plastic, it's not cheap. It's not like soft or anything like that. I think that everything about it, I've been noticing the pickup. I started tapping it just to see how sensitive it is right out the box. It's fine. There's nothing about the Alesis for $379. I don't think you wasted your money. If you're buying I will say this, if you're buying a first set for a kid, and you want to be able to control the noise, you definitely want to go this way. If you have a home studio, you definitely want to go this way. If you have a large studio, I think this should be in your arsenal. In a larger studio, I think you're going to have an acoustic set somewhere in there, but you should also have an electric set in your arsenal, just for the simple fact that it's easy to manipulate and edit on the other side. And one day I'll get into that and talk about editing an electric drum into your mix. I was asked a question about that, so I got to do a video on it. So definitely on that, the pedal, the kick feels fine. Everything about this drum set is good. Should you buy? Yes, go get it right now. Yeah, don't hesitate. I don't get paid to say that. I just think that you should. I think that it's worth it. I really don't see a problem with the Alesis set. By comparison, let me compare it. Overall, initial reaction compared to the one that I purchased, SD600. I paid more money, so I'm going to exclude money, but I'm just going to say overall, I think that I made a better purchase. It was a better purchase for me to get the SD600 than it would be to get this. For some of the very reasons that I said. First of all, aesthetically. Second of all, the height. Those two are the height more than anything. For me, makes it a better purchase. As far as sounding, come on, it's gonna sound great. So yeah, I do not feel like I made a bad purchase. One thing that I will say is different that I like definitely better about the SD600 over this one. The snare on this is the exact same size as all of the other times. On the SD600, the snare is bigger. It gives you a little bit more room. So to some people that may not matter, but for me, it does. One thing that I like over this, over the Alesis, over the SD600 is this right here. That right there, I love that. That's a cool feature. I really like that feature. And I can't do that on the SD600. It was the first thing I tested when I put it together. So I can't do that. So yeah, just initial reaction. I think it's a great set. There are some instances where it's better. There's some things that could be different, but for $379 versus a $500 set, man, it's not a bad buy. I think you should go and get it. So listen, if you like the content, you like the reviews, I want you to click like, I want you to click subscribe, I want you to ding the bell so you don't miss the next video. If you haven't seen the previous videos, go check them out. I got some other drums I'm going to review. I'm actually going to be looking at a SD350 by Simmons, and I'm going to be getting into another Alesis drum set. There's a couple other drum sets that I'm going to be reviewing in the future, and we're going to do some editing and DAWs. We're going to do a lot of stuff around these drums to show you how to use them and make them work in your studio, and I think you're going to enjoy it. So listen, do me a favor, like I said, click like, subscribe. If you got a comment, please leave the comments down below so that I can talk to you about them. Maybe you give me a good idea for a good video. All right, I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.